Tweetsie Railroad, located in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, opened on July 4th, 1957. The park has a long and storied history with ties to the Land of Oz, which is currently defunct, and Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Tweetsie Railroad, along with the Robbins brothers, ushered in modern tourism for the Appalachian Mountains. Tweetsie was so popular that the Robbins brothers opened Rebel Railroad in Pigeon Forge, which would later become Dollywood. Tweetsie Railroad sits on 200 acres, about halfway between Boone and Blowing Rock in the mountains of North Carolina. The park has 16 rides, a few restaurants, shops, and shows. The real stars, of course, are the engines of Tweetsie Railroad. The East Tennessee and Western North Carolina, or the ET&WNC Railroad, was originally created in 1886 to serve a mine in Cranberry, North Carolina. It traveled from Johnson City, Tennessee to Cranberry, North Carolina, a distance of about 30 miles. Later, the rail line was expanded to Boone for a total distance of about 90 miles. The ET&WNC lasted until 1950, with various parts of the track being decommissioned over the years. During the Great Depression and World War II, the train would transport people as much as ore. Currently, Tweetsie Railroad operates 2 engines. Engine number 12 was one of the actual trains to run the historic route. Robbins acquired engine number 190, the Yukon Queen, in 1960.
That's right. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. Okay, there. Let's go. Okay, right?
Originally, the train traveled on a 1-mile track that led to a picnic area. There, folks enjoyed a picnic brought from home, and they would take a return train at their leisure. They extended the track a year later, creating a 3-mile loop around the mountain, and the western town was added to Tweetsie's Main Street. The Wild West show of the train ride was also added in the mid-1960s. It's changed a bit over the years, mostly due to political correctness, and always has featured cowboys and Indians. The focal point of Tweetsie Railroad has always been the railroad. If timed right, it will be the first thing you see once you pass through the depot. So, added in 1962, the chairlift to Miners Mountain, originally called Magic Mountain, is a relaxing, and probably much cooler than the bus, way to reach the top of the mountain. The trip takes about 4 minutes. You're never more than about 20 to 30 feet off the ground, but you need to be careful because the bars of their restraints do lift during the ride.
Oh.
Don't forget to head up the stairs once you land for some great views of the area. Miners Mountain offers a handful of rides. The boats and the F-80 jet planes for the youngsters, the Mouse Mine train for everyone, and the Tweetsie Twister for the bigger kids. They also offer shows, shops, eateries, and the deer park. You can grab a pizza or hot dog at the Miners Diner, or some ice cream or snowballs at the Mountain Ice Cream. Feel like striking it rich? You can still pan for real gold for free at Tweetsie. It does cost extra to mine for the gems, though.
I have a feeling I'm not doing this right at all. Oh. Think we're rich?
Yep.
Don't even know if that's fool's gold or what. Is it focusing on it? Of course, Connery would be here for hours, sifting through to find these little tiny pieces. That's probably pyrite. So, yay.
Deer Park completely surprised us. It opened in the 1970s with just a few animals and has grown to over 70. Deer Park, a fenced walking area, provides habitats for goats, deer, emus, llamas, burros, miniature horses, pot-bellied pigs, and turtles. But no feeding the turtles. You can purchase an ice cream cone of feed at the entrance for 50 cents. The animals were aggressively cute, and the free-roaming African pygmy goats knew they were adorable.
Oh, jeez!
But it is a great place to pass away a half hour or 45 minutes during the warmer afternoon. There is a spot to buy additional feed about halfway through, but it is on the honor system. So once you head back down the mountain, you can climb a steep hill between Tweetsie Town and Miners Mountain to the Country Fair section. The rides in this area are geared towards the tweens, and you'll find the majority of the attractions of the park here. The rides are mostly flat rides that you'd find at a carnival. The carousel, Ferris wheel, free fall, planes and helicopters, roundup, tilt-a-whirl, tornado, and turnpike cruisers. Additionally, you'll find a handful of midway games and an arcade. The Tweetsie Palace is the main showplace of the park. Diamond Lil's Can-Can Review is the current show, and there are special offerings throughout the year. You can stop and enjoy a cold soda or a snack. Make sure to visit the second floor seating area, especially since you can walk onto the very large veranda and enjoy a rocking chair. The details inside the Tweetsie Palace are well done. There is a charming craftsman area with a blacksmith, toy shop, and wood carver. The Pavilion Theater offers clogging shows as well. This was my first visit in over 30 years. All I remember from my first trip was panning for gold, the chairlift, and parts of the train ride. So the reason to visit Tweetsie Railroad is the authentic coal-fired engines. They are quite the experience. Train enthusiasts will love Tweetsie, especially the ambiance. The Main Street area is a 1950s idealized version of a western town. The other areas feel more like a carnival or country fair. Most kids will have to be under 45 inches to experience specific rides, or over 48 inches for the more exciting rides. For teens and most young adults, there really isn't much to interest them. Thomas the Tank Engine shows up one long weekend every June. Unless you're visiting with a Thomas fan, I'd avoid Tweetsie during that weekend. Plus, you can buy Thomas-related merchandise in every store during the entire season.
Tweetsie Railroad is an amazing snapshot of the smaller parks that sprang into existence after Disneyland. It still has the same bones from when it was opened, and that's very rare. The park is in a gorgeous setting, and that really helps Tweetsie Railroad feel utterly unique. It's definitely worth a visit, especially for railroad fans. Other people might find the offerings a little lacking, but you'll want to take advantage of the shows to feel like you've really gotten your money's worth. Thank you guys so much for following along on my visit to Tweetsie Railroad, and let me know, are you a fan of Tweetsie Railroad? Have you visited lately? Is this the kind of park you'd like to see? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next Imagine Nerding video.